Welcome to the Money Watch Show. It is Tuesday, September 5th. I hope you all had a great Labor Day weekend and that you took some much needed time off and you're relaxed and you're ready to rock and roll, because you know what happens? So many of us, we still live our lives on an academic calendar. I know I do. Do you, Mark? Do you not?
100% now, yeah.
But even before Theo, I always am like, okay, back to school. I'm ready to go back to school. Like, I get that feeling.
Pre-Theo, that thought never crossed my mind. But now, everything is, I got the calendar hanging here on the fridge. I'm always looking at it.
Oh, my God. Well, I mean, it's very exciting to contemplate this. I loved the beginning of school. I really did. I love getting my supplies. Not surprisingly, that was like one of my favorite things, to get the organizers. I love the organizers. I don't know if you need the same supplies anymore. What's the Theo need for his schoolwork? An iPad?
No, not yet. I think last year they asked for like a binder, like a 3-ring binder, a folder, a pack of pencils, a pack of markers and crayons. You know, obviously he's a toddler, so that's what they do at this stage.
I like it. I'm excited. And is he starting a new school this time around? Is this the new school?
Last year was the new school.
Last year was the new one. And now this is the same for like till 8th grade?
Correct.
That's so good. There's a thing about New York schools. It's just such a pain in the ass. Ugh.
Well, I think that's the beauty about New York City is you have so many options. Of course, some schools are terrible, but if you find a good one, and especially if it goes to 8th grade, because that's not very common, I mean, that's like winning the lottery.
That's true. And it is public. And so we're happy about that for you and your finances and for your family's finances. Are you wondering how to finance your kids' education? Do you have questions about your personal financial life? Are you trying to figure out how to move through a big change in your life? In that case, we encourage you to go to our website, JillOnMoney.com. Click the Contact Us button and write us a note. Now, if you want to just join us on the program, you just check that little box and then Mark does everything else. Otherwise, give us lots of details. While you're on the website, you should subscribe to our service, Jill on Money Live. Oh my gosh, we are now just in the tick, close to our next live webinar. It's with Nate Burleson, who is the co-anchor of the CBS Mornings show in the morning, our 7 to 9 a.m. show. He is also a superstar in terms of a football analyst and wonderful way of making the football season come alive to so many people who watch. So he is at the NFL pregame show, the NFL Today, and he was a wide receiver. He was a pro player for 11 years. He has a ton of experience, and we're going to explore the entire football season. We're going to talk about what are the themes and money and all the things that should be happening. And your favorite team might be one that we talk about. If you'd like to join us, you've got to be a subscriber to our service, Jill on Money Live, $35. And you'll have access not just to this upcoming one with Nate, but also for the next 12 months. So check it out. We also put bonus content up behind the paywall. It's kind of fun. So, all right, that's enough business there. Let's talk to somebody who's waiting patiently. It is Joseph who's on the line from the Pacific Northwest. Hello, Joseph. How are you?
Hello. Good morning. I am doing well. How about you?
Doing great. What can we do for you?
Well, thanks so much for taking my call. My wife and I both turned 30 in the past year, and that kind of kicked us into gear thinking about saving for retirement. We also have a young child and some looming expenses on our house, as well as thinking about having another child down the road. So we're hoping to get some advice on making maybe a better plan for how to do all those things.
Okay. So are you and your wife both working full time?
Yes, we are. Yeah. We make a combined like $170,000 per year.
Okay, great. On that $170,000 a year, do you guys contribute to retirement accounts?
So we both max out our Roth IRAs every year. We work for the state government, so we have a pension system, but we do not currently contribute to our 401k plans.
So no deferred compensation. How long have you guys been in the state system?
My wife's been in about 4 years, and I've been in about 2 years, and we vest at 5 years, and we're both planning to stay at least until we're vested.
Okay. We can't make any promises after that because, gosh, that's a long investment to make in terms of saying, we're going to be here for 30 years. So you don't know yet. So how old is your child?
He is 1 year old now.
Oh, congratulations. How's the sleeping going?
Getting better every day, but still not great.
You said you had some looming expenses. What are those looming expenses?
Yeah, so on our house, we actually inherited this house a few years ago in Washington State. Moved in and nobody had lived in the house for over a decade. So we had some really major renovations and repairs to do.
Oh boy.
We've done almost all of those at this point, but we still have, in the future, we have some, big things we'll have to do, like replace the roof and that kind of stuff.
How much would you estimate the house is worth?
Depending on the day here, but recently about $800,000.
So you inherited it, and did you have any mortgage debt or anything, or did you have to get a loan to do the stuff that you needed to do to get the house in shape? What did you do to finance that?
So we sold our previous house to pay for the renovation, so we own it outright.
Wow. You own an $800,000 house outright, and you're only 30. Wow. Oh, my God. Okay. So if you think about the looming expenses, I mean, like a roof is expensive, but I'm saying, how much do you think you really need to have that's the right amount of money to pay for the stuff you need to do?
I think probably about $50,000, sometime in the next 5 years. So not necessarily urgent.
Okay. How much money do you have in, let's call it, emergency reserve fund?
So we have an emergency fund for about $45K right now.
Okay, great. And do you have any other funds that are not retirement accounts, not the Roth IRAs, but any other like non-retirement brokerage account, anything like that?
Yes, we have a brokerage account with also some inheritance in there, and then we've been adding to that over time. So currently it's about $450,000, and about half that's inheritance. And we also have a 401k from our previous employer, but that's pretty small, about $30,000.
$30,000. Okay. In the brokerage account of that 450, I know you inherited a bunch of this money, but I mean, it's still a ton of money. And my question is, can't we just sort of earmark 50 grand from there, and that's what you'll pay for your looming expenses from?
Yeah, we can. I've been kind of hesitant to, touch that. I want to kind of like let it grow, I guess, but we certainly could take some out. As we've been adding to it, there's some that have a fairly, don't have a super low cost basis or anything, so we could take some out without much tax owed, I believe.
Okay, the work that you have, is it better to just bang it all out and get it done, or do you guys need a break after doing all that work when you first moved in?
I feel like I need a break, so yeah. I would love to, kind of do it over time, slowly in the next few years, piece by piece. We've, as we've had this stuff come up previously, we've just been able to pay for it out of cash flow, but that's kind of at the cost of not putting in money into our 401ks.
Yep, I gotcha. And how much money is in the Roth IRAs right now?
Combined for both of us, it's about $40K.
Okay, so we do need a little retirement funding. And if you were to use your deferred comp through the state, is there a Roth version of that?
I do not think so. I think it's just a deferred comp 401k type plan.
Okay, and there's no match because there's a pension, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay. How are you managing the 450 that's in that brokerage account? What are you using, like exchange traded funds or mutual funds? What are you doing?
Yeah, so the part that we add in is all just kind of like total market ETFs, but the part that was inherited is just a couple stocks. So that's one of our questions is, that it's pretty consolidated in just like really one stock.
Is it that? Let me guess. Wait. I'm going to guess. I have two choices considering where you live. So here's my guess. It's either Boeing or it's Microsoft. Do I win?
Yeah. Yes, you do. It's Microsoft. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Feels pretty safe comparatively to other stocks, but like still we have so much in there and it's a really low cost basis.
What's the cost basis?
It's about a quarter what it is now.
Okay. Do you have any losses in the account?
Not significant, just a little bit from the ETFs as we've been adding to it.
What is your game plan? Like hold Microsoft till I die so that your kid inherits Microsoft and get a step up?
Yeah, I haven't thought about what the game plan is. We've tried to just not touch the money at all, or even like kind of think about it, but maybe we need to start doing that.
Let me be clear about a few things. Let's just presume, let's look at the tax situation where we are today, okay? You make $170,000 together. And what is good about that, you are not in a situation where your capital gains rate is that high. The reason why I point that out to you is that, there's two types of taxes that start piling into the capital gains rate. One is just a plain old capital gains rate, which for you is 15% for anyone who earns up to, let's call it about $500,000. And the Medicare surtax, which is if you earn above a certain amount, is another 3.8%. So let's just say you only had to pay 15% on the gains, all right? Would it not make sense to take some of the money, pay your capital gains, and then be able to say, like, okay, we have the money, it's available, we'll do the work or whatever, but like you can also reallocate it. And here's my fear. You do nothing, and now you literally are like, oh, it's 12 years from now or 15 years from now, and we want to do something with it, and the capital gains rate is much higher. And then you've kind of missed an interesting opportunity here where you're making good money. You're not making crazy money. You're still in the 15% capital gains rate. Like, I don't see a time in your life where you will pay 0% capital gains. So if we look back in time, 15% is about the cheapest capital gains rate that I've seen in my lifetime, and I'm in my late 50s. So maybe we're kind of blowing an opportunity for what? So you pay some tax. Let's say that you took, I'm not just even talking about the house. I'm even thinking about, like, you've got this 1-year-old. Do we want to put a 529 in place? Like, there's money here that can be harnessed and be more tax efficient. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I think 529 plan for the kid. Mark, let's look up the 529 plan for Washington State. Do you have one yet or not? Do you have a 529 plan yet?
We don't yet. Yeah, I've been trying to find the right one and kind of paralyzed by choice, I think. We have some money set aside to fund it when we set one up, but haven't done it yet.
I want to look at this. This is the Washington Get and Dream Ahead.
There's no state income tax, so there's no tax benefit for using that state.
Can I put my vote in? Mark, do you want to put a vote in on the right 529? There are a number of them that are very well rated. So Nevada, Utah, Alaska, Maryland, like, go crazy. What were you looking at in terms of 529 plans?
We're looking at the Washington ones, but I didn't realize we can go out of state.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
New York has moved to the top of the list in recent years. It's a very good plan, very simple, easy, cheap, all Vanguard.
All these places get good scores. Use something and get going, because the money that goes in that plan is definitely going to, essentially be the money that is most efficiently invested. That's the good news. Okay. So how much money are we going to commit to that?
So we have 10 grand set aside so far. So, hopefully we can keep doing like 500 or 600 a month in the plan once we get started.
So I know that 50 grand we have to free up for the house stuff in the next few years. So you could put the 10 grand in there, and then you also could maybe like sell off a little Microsoft stock, pay your 15% tax that's due, and pop that money into the 529 plan and just do chunks at a time. That's another way to think about it. Not a ton, but you can do that in addition. You have good cash flow, right? Because you have the house that's paid for. So what do you think on the 170, right, that you earn? How much do you think you spend on a monthly basis? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, pretty low. Because we don't have the house. We do have childcare now, but I think in total it's about $6,000 on average a month with childcare.
Even if you're vested and you leave Washington State plans, do you guys have jobs that you could get? Do you feel like you have job security? You could get a job even if you, like, I'm not counting on the pension plan from the state. Do you feel like you'll have the ability to make this kind of money wherever you go, even in the private sector?
Yeah, I think we could, stay at this level or go higher in the private sector.
Okay. Do you guys have life insurance?
We do through our employers, and we added on extra. We have about $750 each. Is that enough?
They're so young. They're 30. I would be like, I might get another $500,000. Are you good? And what are we to say about another kid?
Yeah, we're hoping in the next few years to have another child.
All right. I would add another $500,000 for each. And Will, a nice little healthcare, like a sweetheart will. I leave you everything, you leave me. What do you got?
We do have a will. We have to add the child to it, but
oh yeah, that's actually important. Weirdly, that 1-year-old is not going to manage their money probably for a little bit, and also who's going to take care of this kid? Do you have somebody who's you can name, like a sibling or something?
Yeah, we can name a sibling. Have to do it though.
And you could agree on it, right?
Yeah.
I think that's it. All right, what else do we do for you? What else you got going?
I think that's about it. Yeah, I think we really wanted to get advice on those questions. But yeah, that all makes sense. And we will definitely, I think, talk about moving some of the Microsoft stock elsewhere.
All right, good. Just think about it. Just think of it this way. I know what my tax liability will be, and it is highly unlikely it would be any lower than 15% for the rest of my life. That's what I would say. Okay?
Okay.
That's the way we sell it. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much.
If you would like to join us on the program, it's a click away, a couple of clicks. It's a little bit of work. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, complete the form, check the box. Mark does everything else. Other than that, we would love for you to hang out on our website and check out all the great content that lives there. Some of it costs money. Some of it is free. You can buy my book, The Great Money Reset. And I don't know, we just got a lot of fun things going on. So I'm excited by that. Mark Talercio is the co-host and executive producer of the program. He is also our web king. We are distributed by Paramount Global. We drop our episodes every Tuesday and Thursday. Try to do something nice for someone else today. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you on Thursday.